SiegeX is finally here, and I have an insane video for you today, guys, so you want to stick around for every second of it with some crazy tricks to show you, including the return of some amazing hiding spots. We have Chalet tricks, impact tricks, C4 lineups, you name it, it's in this video, so you're going to want to stick around for every second of it. Now let's aim for 500 likes. Let's do this in the first 24 hours, so just go down there, smash that like button, and if you're new, hit that subscribe button. We're aiming for 200k by the end of the summer, and without me talking anymore, let's dive in and get started. So starting off with a buff to Frost, and this affects shields in SiegeX. Now if you're a shield operator and you're about to jump in a window, you can no longer ADS and shoot the Frost mat on the floor. The only way that it'll work now is you actually have to put the shield on your back and then jump in the window and shoot the Frost mat before taking your shield back out. Now of course this is really risky, as there may be a defender nearby who can pick you off as you're jumping in the window, so it's going to be a lot more difficult for shield ops to rush through windows. You can see here from my perspective when I'm jumping in, if I have the shield on my back, I can ADS and shoot the Frost mat, but when I have it in front of me, I will not be able to jump in, and it'll basically just cancel out the ADS as I'm jumping in the window. So it's a big change for Frost, and I think a welcome change, because shield operators drive me bananas on this game, so I'm delighted that there's a little change, especially for Frost in this case. Now moving on to hot breaching on SiegeX, they've changed that you can now actually hot breach through windows without having to use like a soft breach charge. You can see here from an example, you get an enter prompt. Now obviously I'm not using anything, so I'm just swinging and banging off of the window, but what you can do here, say you have a Zofia charge, you can just swing out, shoot the window, and go straight in the window and attack any defenders. Now I made a mistake here, kind of hurt myself in the process. You can do this without damaging yourself and losing HP, so just FYI on that one. But you can see here from this example, with a shotgun, you just shoot the window and you can be swinging in already, so you can catch any defenders off guard. This is a really nice change, and I'm looking forward to trying this out with other operators and having cool strats with your teammates. Now a hiding spot that I loved is back in SiegeX. The vending machine inside tellers on border, it's the same way you used to do it before. So what you do is you jump up onto the bench and you stand on the side of it, and you'll be able to run across onto the edge of the vending machine and get a vol prompt up on top of it. It might take a few times to get it right, but once you do, you can sit up here, you can see over the top of this little wall onto the waiting room windows, and you can also make an impact hole in the wall, and you can see all the way through to customs in the other side. Now you can see here from my other perspective what this looks like. So any attackers pushing in through customs, coming up towards the metal detector, will be really confused when they get picked off from this person sitting in this spot. Now of course you do have to be careful of that window. You might want to have it castled off, or maybe have an Azami barrier on the top of the window so they can't see you sitting on the vending machine, but I am so happy that this spot is back in the game. And the same inside the break room, the vending machine is possible once again, so you just get up on top of the couch here, you're going to stand on the arm of it, and you can just vault up on top of the vending machine. Now this is a way more riskier spot, of course, if you get droned out, or if they're pushing in maybe from east staircase and they're coming across the balcony in towards break room, but it's still such a great spot to catch them off guard. You can lay prone, you can open the top of the door, you can catch them coming in off of the valley spawn, or as they're coming in from the CC door as you saw a moment ago. So another spot has returned to SiegeX, and I'm very excited to get stuck in and play some games. And another one is back here as well. This is an old one. Now it's not the one you're thinking about up on top of that shelf on the right there. This is for the filing cabinets on the other side. So what you're going to do is you're going to jump up on top of the chair, you're going to run from the chair onto the monitor, and then you can run from the monitor up on top of the side of the filing cabinets. You can sit up on top of the cardboard box. You're almost so high up that you're hitting the fan on the top of the wall here, and you can just sit up here, and if they come rushing up metal and come in through the small office window, you can catch them completely off guard and piss some attackers off early on. Now as some of you may know, with SiegeX they've changed how you ADS when you're dropping from a high distance. Anything over 2 meters will actually un-ADS you, and once you hit the ground you'll be able to ADS again. You can see here for example on hatch dropping, when you drop down the hatch it will un-ADS you as you're dropping from the air, and once you hit the ground you'll have this kind of stopping animation, and then you'll be able to ADS again. Well, there's actually a trick to avoid this. If you jump up on top of any tables or countertops or shelves next to the hatch and you drop into the corner of the hatch, you'll be able to ADS and keep your forward momentum. This is huge for engaging in gunfights once you drop the hatch. So you can see here by dropping off this table, dropping into the corner of the hatch, you'll be able to stay ADS'd and keep your forward momentum. Another example here over on Clubhouse for the hatch, you can jump up on the bar counter and you can drop an ADS and engage with any targets on the bottom floor. Now before we continue, a big shout out to Ubisoft for providing me with this content for this new community bundle that is available on the store, and it's only for a limited time only, so you want to go check that out and get your hands on it before it's gone off the store. It is a community artist bundle for Yana. It has a headgear, uniform, a really nice skin and charm to go with it, so make sure that you check that out. You can see here the skin is nice and clean. Of course, a lot of you guys like the bright colors and stuff like that. Then get your hands on this because it is only available for a limited time only. Now getting back to the tips and tricks, and the next one is a change for claymores on Siege X. Now I don't know if this was an accident on the test server, it might be changed and back to normal on the main build, we'll find out today. But what happens is when you place a claymore, there's actually a completely consistent red neon beam that comes out of the claymore. So this is going to make it so much more obvious for defenders to spot claymores. I hope this was just a bug, because you can see there's like one of them's like a white line instead of it being red, so maybe it was a bug, we'll find out. But as of right now, if this is the new change for claymores, you're going to want to be much more careful with placing them, making sure that only one beam is shown to still have an opportunity to get a pick on a defender. I suggest that maybe putting claymores outside is more effective, so make sure you cover all your windows outside, because they still won't be able to see the claymore and they might jump out and you'll get a free pick off of that. So that's just a little bit of info. It might be changed, and just let me know in the comments if it has. Moving on to the next trick, guys, and this is a buff for Callie's gadget for destroying pipes and fire extinguishers on the map. Massive shout out to Pendant for finding some of these next tricks that I'm about to show you. Go check out his channel, his links will be down in the description. The guy is the absolute goat. But you just basically come in this hallway here, make a hole in the wall in towards bar stage, and you can shoot the gadget onto the underside of the floor and it will destroy the pipe in con. Any unsuspecting defenders will get picked off and they will be raging when they see the kill cam. Another example here, if there's someone bandit tricking that jacuzzi wall, you can come up here with Callie because there's the pipe right next to that wall inside, and you'll be able to shoot her gadget through the drone hole and destroy that pipe, and that bandit will be taken out. It's such a fun change, and I'm really excited to catch some of these people off guard and just piss them off, which will help you in winning rounds. Moving on to the next trick, guys, and this is staying on Clubhouse, and this is when you're coming down Oil Pit, walking down the hallway towards the generators, and you get hit by an impact hitting the pipe on the side of the wall. This is such a crazy one, and I really do advise as an attacker to shoot that pipe, because I'll be waiting there with an impact. So what you're going to do is you're going to reinforce the left side of the wall, you're going to open up the top of it, and by standing up on top of the crates you can line up an impact to hit that pipe in the hallway. So if an attacker is trying to sneak down Oil Pit and maybe you have a cam and you get a call out from a teammate, you can just jump up on top of this crate, throw the impact and catch any unsuspecting attackers as they walk down the hallway. You can see here where the impact is sitting is literally right on the floor next to the pipe, and this is another really sick one, so make sure you keep this in your arsenal. Now this kind of goes with all of what I just showed you. This is a defender tip, so what I advise you to do to avoid dying to these pipes and stuff is during the prep phase to destroy key pipes that might be in the area that you're going to be playing in, so that you don't die to them. And this is obviously goes for so many different areas on different maps, but there are some that you're going to want to keep on the board. For example, this one here on main stairs on Clubhouse, you're going to want to keep that up just in case you hear an attacker coming up the stairs. You can slow their progression by shooting that pipe, or if you're roaming and there's a pipe say in con here like I showed you in that previous trick, you might want to destroy it if you're playing near this area so that they don't pull off that Callie trick, or just shoot at it when they're pushing through cache. So it's kind of like just deciding which ones to keep on the board for yourself and getting rid of ones that might be an effect on you later in the round. It's the same here on Clubhouse, like maybe if you're holding workshop you might want to keep that pipe up on the main door. If they're pushing in you can shoot it or destroy it and pick off any pushing attackers. Now moving on to Chalet, and another change that they've brought back into the game is the fridge inside of offices. So that means you can get back up on top of the fridge and you can put your evil eye up on side of the wall. I used to love putting an evil eye up here and stopping anyone trying to push in that canine door and just get some damage into them before they push towards the half wall if they haven't got the main wall open. So I'm so delighted that they're deciding to bring some of these really good spots back into the game, and it is a good thing thing to happen in Siege. Now onto Chalet here. As some of you might be aware, they've made a change here where you can no longer shoot through the green bins on that default plant spot, as they've put metal sheets. But there is a counter for this using smoke canisters. So you make your rotate as normal, and then you make a couple of holes on the top of the wall so that you'll be able to throw your smoke canister through that opening onto the default plant spot. You're then going to come around to the bomb chassis and you're going to line it up exactly the way I have on screen using the trajectory, and you'll be able to throw your smoke canister over the top of that wall and it will land exactly on top of that default plant spot. It will push them off of it. It might even pick them off in the process, but more than likely they're going to run back out of the main wall and you would have prevented the plant going down. It is of course really effective, so I would advise you to keep an eye and remember that this lineup is here so that you can stop them from getting the plant down or even get a pick in the process. And we're going to stay on the bottom floor of a Chalet for this next trick, and this is a crazy C4 lineup, and once again from Pendant himself. This is a beautiful lineup for anyone going on that main door rappel up towards the K9 balcony. So you're going to shoot a hole in the ceiling between these two wooden beams, and what's right above there is the main door of the building. Now you can just break a couple of pieces of the barricade. I wouldn't break the whole door, and you can line up a C4 that when they're just about to rappel up the building and you hear the rappel sound, you can throw the C4 and they will get picked off and be completely confused when they watch the kill cam. Now over onto Bank for this next one. This is some like really sick quick entry strats. There's going to be so many new strats using the new environmental pipes, fire extinguishers. So for example here, you rappel up the front of the building, and if you line up exactly where I've pinpointed, you'll be able to place a zero cam on the ceiling that will see the fire extinguisher between those two double windows. You can time this up with your teammate and they can fast breach in the window and you can shoot that fire extinguisher so they're completely covered by the smoke. They could decide to plant in the smoke or push through and get some picks on defenders. You can then rappel run across the building and join them very quickly in through the window, and that's what I love about this new rappel running, is just so the versatility, how quickly you can get inside through windows, maneuver between windows. And as you know, this fire extinguisher between this double window, there's a second one inside the CEO office next to the other two windows that you could have another teammate drop in. So this could be like a new like fast plant strat on Bank. You set up a zero cam out of the view of defenders on the ceiling, you shoot out the second fire extinguisher, your teammate comes in and you can take control of the site and get the diffuser down. Now moving on to Border for this next one, and this is an angle inside the break room, a brand new one. I actually just showed this in my recent video from a couple of days ago. Make sure to go check it out. It has some insane angles that you're going to want to know for Siege X. So what I did, and I'm just going to show you again here, you cannot get an angle over the top of that wall over onto that CCTV window, but because they've added a lamp on the table in Siege X, you can jump up on this little half wall and then stand up on top of the lamp and you will get an angle onto that window on the other side of CC. So as they're passing the window or peeking it, they won't be expecting you to be sitting up there, and you can just pick them off, take control and move out of break room. I know. And we're going to stay on Border for this next one, and this is the archives shells. So they've made a change in here, and I did show this in my map change video. So just if you're unaware, they've added a metal container that now makes it completely easy to vault up on top of this shelf, so you can put your Goyos or your BPs up on the wall, so you no longer have to stand on the monitor and run across and then find the vault prompt up on top of the shelf. They've actually just added this permanently into the game. Another really nice change from Ubi. Now staying on Border once again, they have changed the little head glitch you could get on the top of metal stairs by adding another panel onto these metal pillars here, so you won't be able to hold an angle into that break room door from the top of the stairs. So it's a simple change, but it's going to make a little bit of a difference when playing metal stairs. Now moving on to Clubhouse, and this is just kind of to finalize everything for the video. This is just a crazy lineup by Pendant. I'm sitting on the main stairs and I'm like, where did this nade come from? And he's outside of the window by the pool table, and he's lined up a nade to go up over those walls and land right on that pipe on the main stairs. So that's it for the video today, guys. I really do hope you enjoyed it. Now I have drops over on my Twitch stream, so if you want to get your hands on some new gear for Siege, make sure to come over and join me on stream. I will be streaming after this video tonight and tomorrow as well, so make sure to come join me over there if you have any questions on Siege X. You can also join my Discord server. If you have any tricks you'd like to see in a future video, head on over there and get in contact with me. And of course, if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when I upload my next video. And as always,
Wir schreiben